Hey everybody, Fulcha Rash. Welcome back to 365 Days of Irish Tenor Banjo Tunes. Today is day 36. For those of you who might just be joining, this was my New Year's resolution to pick up the banjo, learn a new tune every day as a way to force myself to play and improve. I am just a beginner, but a lot of people have said they find these videos enjoyable because they're at a much slower pace. So today we're going to be playing a slide. It's called O'Keeffe's Slide. It's in the Banjo Buddies Big Book of 365 Irish Tunes, number 353. So it's a slide in A Dorian. Now I did try and look up what the difference is between a slide and a jig. So a jig is in 6/8, a slide is in 12/8, which to my brain sounds like it's kind of the same thing. It's just how it's written. But looking online and listening to a few of them, the slides seem to be more melodic to me and more complex in their notes, and perhaps it's easier to write that out in 12/8. I'm not sure. So to give you an example, this is a jig written in 6/8, and you can see we've got a group of 3/8 notes, a group of 3/8 notes, a group of 3/8 notes, a group of 3/8 notes per bar, and especially in a simple one like this, and then they often end it kind of on a 3/8 quarter sort of thing. So fairly simple. Whereas the slide we're playing today looks more like that. So we've got a lot of different things going on. We've got single 8 notes on their own, we've got quarters and blah, blah, blah. So it seems a little more complex. It's hard. I had to really, I haven't heard this tune before, so I had to really listen to a whole bunch of examples and really get a feel for how it's played and how it goes to be able to play it. Just sight reading this, I don't think would have been possible for me. Probably a more advanced musician could, but for me, I couldn't do it without listening to some tracks first. So hopefully this will maybe help you get a bit of an idea of how it goes. And then, yeah. So first time through, we're gonna try and play it slowly. I find this one I almost have to play it at a slightly better pace to get that sort of feel to it. So we'll try and play it slowly so you can follow along, and then I'll do some practice and try and speed it up. There is a great video on this if you search YouTube for O'Keeffe's Slide Banjo, and then it's a guy playing it on a, what do you call them, nylon string banjo. He's got some really cool, simple ornamentation. So on one part he's doing where it's up to the, he's doing a pull-off from here, which sounds really cool, and I can't do it in any sort of speed. So a pull-off is where you take one, you've got one note set, and you take the other one and you sound it out with your pick, and then you sort of pluck off your finger. And I'm not very good at it. I find it easier with my pinky because I can kind of flick it more. So you're almost wanting to hit it with your finger, and it rolls down to that note below it. So that sounds really cool when he does it. So the first time through, he doesn't do much ornamentation, a couple little pull-offs. And then the second time through, he adds in chords and the pull-offs, and it just sounds really good. So if you're interested in playing this song, I would look that up. O'Keeffe's Slide on a banjo with nylon strings. So yeah, so we're gonna do this first time slow, and then we'll try and do some practice, speed it up for you. wrap them back around, it's like just go back to your G and then begin again on the phrase. Okay, so I'm gonna go practice that, but also on this one I noticed maybe just if you haven't caught some of my other videos or other people have talked about it online, hitting that high B can be a bit of a pain. This one's a great tune to practice on because it always comes off the 5, the 5th fret, which I find, so we're reaching up to the 7th fret. So a couple tips. Number one, don't have your thumb planted up here. Makes it really difficult to stretch everything around. Have your thumb down more here. Keep this finger planted, and so don't go bum, bum, because then you're searching and reaching. Whereas I find if you leave it there and you just pivot out, it's much easier. So just a quick tip on trying to hit up that 7th. Okay, so I think that's it for tonight. You may have noticed my banjo is looking a little bit naked in this part here, where your armrest normally is. The one of the supports, the weld broke on it, so I'm kind of trying to find a place to get it fixed, but I pulled it off. And if you're wondering why you need an armrest, that is why you need an armrest. That's not after a very long amount of playing. And I do rest my hand kind of just behind the bridge as a connection point, but even with that, I'm not putting a lot of pressure where the armrest is, but it still definitely bites in. Anyways, that's it for tonight, and we will be back tomorrow with another one, whether we have an armrest or not. Slán!